Summary of a Clean, Well-Lighted Place by Ernest Hemingway. A deaf old man chooses to get drunk late at night in a quiet cafe. The young waiter who is taking care of him is upset that he will have to stay at the cafe and serve the old drunk instead of going home to bed with his wife. He tells the older waiter working with him about his problem. The older waitress, on the other hand, feels sorry for the old drunk and points out that the man tried to kill himself the week before. He thinks it must be nice for the old drunk to be able to stay up late in a place that is quiet, clean, and well lit. Eventually, the old drunk waves the young waiter over to ask for more brandy, which makes the young waiter even angry. When the young waitress comes to take the order, he tells the old man that he is going to get drunk. But the old man doesn't answer, so the young waiter goes back unwillingly to get a saucer and some brandy. He tells the old waiter that he wishes the old drunk would have killed himself while he is pouring the brandy. He then says the same thing to the old drunk, who cannot hear the young waiter because he is deaf. The old and young waiters talk about why the old man tried to kill himself. The younger waiter says that he's lonely or those old people have nothing to live for, but the older waiter thinks that the suicide attempt wasn't caused by loneliness or poverty, but by sadness over the meaninglessness of life. The old waiter also likes the way the old drunk acts. He is respectful in the face of meaninglessness and sadness, and he doesn't act like a fool when he's drunk. The young waiter tells the old waiter that he is talking nonsense. After telling the old drunk to leave, the young waiter stops talking to the old waiter and leaves as soon as he can. The old waiter, on the other hand, keeps talking to himself, trying to figure out why he feels both sorry for and afraid of the old drunk. He comes to the conclusion that both his pity and fear come from the fact that it was all nothing and man was nothing too. In other words, he decides that what bothers him is that the old man's actions make him think that life is pointless. When he realizes this, he says the Lord's Prayer, but he changes a lot of the words to nada. He also says the Hail Mary, but he changes the words so they don't mean anything. Hail Mary, full of nothing. There is nothing with thee. After he's done with his speech, the old waiter chooses to get a drink at a bar. After telling the barman that he wants nada to drink and getting called a crazy person, he thinks that, like the old drunk, he doesn't want to get drunk in a dirty place. So that he can face meaninglessness with pride, he needs a place that is quiet, clean, and well lit. He then goes home and doesn't go to sleep until morning.
About the author. Ernest Hemingway grew up in a suburb of Chicago and spent his summers in rural Michigan with his family. After high school, he got a job working for the Kansas City Star, but he left after only 6 months to join the Red Cross Ambulance Corps during World War I. There, he was hurt and given the Silver Medal of Military Valor for his bravery. After that, he moved to Ontario and Chicago, where he met Hadley Richardson, his first wife. In 1921, they moved to Paris, where he worked on his writing and wrote A Clean, Well-Lit Place. He also became friends with F. Scott Fitzgerald and other American writers from the Lost Generation and kept in touch with them for a long time. After his first book, The Sun Also Rises, came out in 1926, he split up with Hadley and married Pauline Pfeiffer, who was from Arkansas. They went to Florida, where Hemingway wrote A Farewell to Arms, 1929, which became a bestseller. Hemingway finally moved to Spain to cover the Spanish Civil War as a war reporter. His time there helped him write the famous book For Whom the Bell Tolls, which came out in 1939. After it came out, he met Martha Gellhorn, who would become his third wife. In 1946, Hemingway married his fourth and last wife, Mary Hemingway. They lived in Cuba for the next 14 years. After moving to Idaho for the last time, Hemingway killed himself in 1961, just like his father had done in 1928. Hemingway left his wife and 3 kids behind when he died.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.